What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Datadog. They recently did drop their earnings. I want to go over the absolute key highlights from the earnings that you need to kind of take away, go over some of the data points and what analysts are thinking. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So Friday, market reacting to their earnings did close at $131. Low end of 129, high end of 135. So a fairly volatile day, did close 3.59% in the red and kind of within their parameters. So looking at the implied move, so right here 7.87%, so again kind of within that, so rather timid. There was a lot of expectations or high expectations leading into the earnings, so you had pretty much the 2 weeks out, it going up 1.63, so it was kind of building a lot of good momentum, but unfortunately it does look as though it did essentially miss. Aside from that, looking at shorts, even they did return going into their earnings, so they even themselves thought it was going to go up. Right now, 4.21% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 12.91 million shares overall are being shorted. So of course, this isn't a squeeze play or anything. On Friday, shorts did increase 448,000 shares. Cost to borrow minimum right here is negative though, so negative 0.28, meaning that there is a broker out there physically paying people to short this stock. So some signs of manipulation, but like I said, this isn't a squeeze play whatsoever. Aside from all of that, looking at the key data points from their earnings, so based on this, it does look like they did beat on earnings per share as well as the revenue by 23.83 million. So pretty good stuff. As far as the future guidance goes, stay tuned. I'll kind of talk on that near the end of the video, but of the call options that were purchased on Friday, you do see a consensus for it to be roughly around that 135. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub 130. So given the circumstances, there's a little bit more upside anticipated. With it closing at 131 and change, it is trading between this S2 and this S3. So $124 is going to be that next strong support, and then 132 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. Really want to watch for it to get above that early on. If not, on a technical standpoint, it might continue to pull back. So again, kind of just be aware of that. Aside from all of that fun stuff though, let's kind of pop over here and take a look at what analysts have been saying. So encumbering the recent earnings, it looks like you have the new highest rating of $200. That was a buy by Loop Capital Young, who has a 62% success rating. So pretty good stuff. Generally, you have 165, 170, 165. So pretty good bullish ones given the circumstances of where it's at. As a consensus of all the ratings, you have $162.80, that price target, and that does represent a 24.27% upside. So analysts seem to really like it. Let me know your viewpoint. Give yourself a shout out if you have been buying, if you've been selling, and what you've been doing with Datadog recently. And then one final thing I do want to share with you, if you want all of this information to be completely free, so analyst ratings, forecasts, ownership for anything, just to kind of better yourself as an investor, have everything, take a look at IBKR, link in the description below and also the comments, like I said, for all this to be completely free. But with all that said, let's get right to the actual guidance and some of the absolute key highlights from the earnings that you need to be aware of.
Datadog targets $3.195 billion revenue for FY 2025 with focus on AI and cloud opportunities. Earnings Call Insights Datadog Q4 2024 Management View. CEO 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 highlighted Q4 2024 revenue of $738 million, a 25% year-over-year increase, exceeding the high end of the guidance range. Key customer metrics included 30,000 total customers and 3,610 customers with annual recurring revenue, ARR, of $100,000 or more. Datadog crossed $3 billion in total ARR, primarily driven by infrastructure monitoring, which now exceeds $1.25 billion in ARR, and by log management and APM products, which each surpassed $750 million in ARR. Products outside the three main pillars grew to contribute over $200 million in ARR. The company recorded record bookings in Q4, surpassing $1 billion, though Pomel clarified that bookings do not immediately translate into revenue. CFO David Obstler stated, Q4 revenue was $738 million, up 25% year over year and up 7% quarter over quarter. and noted stable customer usage trends with significant contributions from AI native customers. Datadog expanded its product portfolio, launching Kubernetes autoscaling, LLM observability, and Datadog on Call, which has already gained strong customer interest. Outlook. For Q1 2025, revenue guidance is set at $737 million to $741 million, with non-GAAP net income per share expected to range from $0.41 to $1.43. For FY 2025, revenue guidance is projected between $3.175 billion and $3.195 billion, representing 18% to 19% year-over-year growth. Non-GAAP net income per share is expected to range from $1.65 to $1.70, supported by ongoing investments in sales, marketing, and R&D. 𝗪𝗲 emphasized the company's intent to continue aggressive hiring and scaling efforts, particularly in less mature geographies and enterprise-focused sales. Financial results. Q4 gross profit reached $603 million, reflecting a gross margin of 81.7%. Operating income stood at $179 million, producing a 24% operating margin. Free cash flow was $241 million, with a free cash flow margin of 33%. Remaining performance obligations, RPO, grew 24% year-over-year to $2.27 billion, with normalized RPO growth in the mid-30% range after adjusting for duration. AI-native customers accounted for approximately 6% of Q4 ARR, contributing 5 percentage points to the year-over-year revenue growth. Q&A. Mark Murphy, JP Morgan, asked about AI-native customer growth. CEO 𝗪𝗡𝗡 explained that the cohort has shown stable revenue quarter to quarter despite significant optimization and renewal activity. He noted, "We see them more as a sign of things to come in terms of broader AI adoption." Sanjit Singh, Morgan Stanley, inquired about sales and marketing outlook. 𝗪𝗡𝗡 highlighted targeted investments in products like Flex Logs and Datadog on Call, noting strong demand for both offerings. 𝗪𝗚𝗧𝗛, Barclays, questioned Datadog's positioning in AI inference workloads. 𝗪𝗡𝗡 indicated that while AI inference is still nascent, the company sees increasing adoption of its LLM observability product among customers. Sentiment analysis. Analysts expressed curiosity and optimism about Datadog's growth from AI-native customers and new product launches, though some raised concerns about potential revenue volatility in the AI segment. Management maintained a confident tone throughout, emphasizing stable growth trends and robust product adoption. During Q&A, 𝗪𝗡𝗡 exuded confidence in the company's ability to capitalize on AI and cloud opportunities, while 𝗪𝗛𝗓's remarks on guidance reflected a cautious yet optimistic approach. Compared to the previous quarter, management's tone remained consistent in emphasizing long-term growth opportunities, though there was increased focus on new products like Datadog on Call. Quarter-over-quarter comparison. Revenue grew from $690 million in Q3 to $738 million in Q4, reflecting continued stable growth trends. Gross margins improved slightly from 81.1% to 81.7%, while operating income margins declined from 25% to 24% due to increased investments in sales and marketing. The AI-native customer cohort remained at 6% of ARR, though its contribution to revenue growth increased from 4 percentage points in Q3 to 5 percentage points in Q4. Management's sentiment remained consistent with Q3, reiterating confidence in long-term growth drivers like cloud migration and AI adoption. Risks and concerns. Management cautioned about potential revenue volatility from AI-native customers due to optimization and renewal dynamics. The company acknowledged customer cost consciousness and usage optimization trends, which could impact near-term growth. Analysts raised questions about decelerating RPO growth and its implications for future revenue. Final takeaway. Datadog demonstrated strong performance in Q4 2024, with record bookings, robust revenue growth, and continued expansion of its product portfolio. The company remains focused on leveraging AI and cloud opportunities while maintaining a cautious outlook on potential short-term volatility from AI-native customers. Management's confidence in long-term growth drivers and strategic investments positions Datadog to capitalize on evolving market demands in FY 2025.